So guys, we're working on two types of infrastructure. There's a class infrastructure, there's a home infrastructure. In our class lab, we have 2 servers and 1 client. So there are 2 servers, 1 client. Both of the servers, when we start with the server, guys, the server is represented by operating system. So the operating system on these servers is 2012. We all know that. 2012 R2. So here it is 2012 R2. So W2K12 R2. W2K12 R2, we all know that it means 2012 R2. And then here this is Windows 7. Windows 7. And guys, on all of these servers, there are network cards. So these are network cards. We must know. Most of us already know that these are represented by network card. And on a network card, we have IP addresses. So in this case, we have an IP address of 100.10. And here we have an IP address of 100.20. And here we have an IP address of 100.30. In our book lab, book wants us to create just 2 servers. 1 server. So the book lab has only 2 servers for now, and later on it will be asking you to create more servers. Now in a book lab, server 1 is known as server, it is called a server 1 in book, and second server is known as server 2. Here they want us to install 2012 R2 standard edition. That's it. And the IP address we are using is same. The only difference is in the book lab, names are different. These are server 1 and server 2. And in class we are using server 2012, but the names are different. So the names we are using here are eGreen.
Evergreen.
The complete name?
No, eGreen.
eGreen SRV1 and eGreen SRV2. And here, this one is eGreen CL1. So guys, my point here is, can you switch on the light, please? Because we're not using the lab at the moment. Thank you. But I can see your eyes. I have to read your eyes. Okay. So guys, here, the important thing with this is that this is our infrastructure. When you know what is your infrastructure, then it is easier to manage. It is easier to understand. So this is our infrastructure. If I ask you tomorrow, what is your infrastructure? You can tell me that in my infrastructure, I have 3 machines. So this is how we read infrastructure or infrastructure diagrams. So I have 3 machines in which 2 of them are servers and 1 is client. This is what the infrastructure is. If I ask you, what is your home lab infrastructure? Your home lab infrastructure is just 2 machines and both of them are servers. So this is how we need to read infrastructure in larger environment, in smaller environment, or in medium-sized environment. So here, these are 3 servers. Now we have 3 servers, and the 3 servers have operating systems. Since these are 2 servers, they have operating system of 2012 R2. Now, first of all, since we do know our infrastructure now, guys, now we need to start adding components to this infrastructure. Last week, we started understanding that when you have, so first of all, in order to start with the infrastructure, guys, why would you need an infrastructure? Where do you, and why companies build infrastructure? Guys, companies would start building infrastructure because there is a need in your environment. For example, just like in our workshop, we did a very small project of a clinic. So in a clinic, when we started with that small clinic, they did not have any networking. They had rooms with computers but no security. So they had rooms with computers with no security. So This is how any company is. It could be a very small company. It could be a small college like this. It could be a huge big college like Humber. It could be a hospital. They all start with the desktop. They all start with the end user machines, guys. And this is where your complete infrastructure starts from. So this complete infrastructure, this clinic needed security in their environment. Security in their environment. Now, how would you secure this environment? Guys, you can secure this environment. There are two ways to secure this environment. One is security on individual machines or central security. So you can secure them individually. I mean, how do you secure your machine individually? Let's say you want to secure this Windows 7. How would you secure it? Just set a password on this machine. Just like we set a password on our phones, you secured your phone. So just like if this machine needs a security, all you need to do is set a password, just username and password, so that nobody can access this, nobody is able to log in. Guys, when you set up a username and password on each machine, this is known as individual security. This is known as individual security. So basically, if there are 6 machines, you're setting up username and password 6 times. So you're doing username password here, username password here, username password here, username password here, and username password here. On 6 machines, managing this type of username and password is easier. Although I've seen these smaller environments as well, where even setting up username and password on 3 machines was a headache. Why? Because the admin was telling me that I have to go on each machine every time when there is a problem. So this is known as individual security. So when it comes to a security, it is of 2 types, individual and central. Individual security is always difficult, guys. If let's say in this room we have how many machines? We have around 20 machines sitting here. If I need to set up or manage security on each and every machine, guys, it will be very, very difficult. So for that reason, setting up individual security is difficult to manage. Is difficult to manage. So in order to fix this, in order to deal with this, what we do, we provide central security. Now, central security is managed from one location. Central security is managed from one location. So you use username and password here, username and password here, username and password here. Guys, it's the same concept of how we use air conditions here. So now in smaller apartments, or maybe when you never had central air cons at our places, we had to manage air cons in each and individual rooms. It was difficult to manage. But now, since the control is right here, just by setting up a temperature here, you can control the complete air conditioning in this building. So that is what the advantage of central security. Guys, central security simply means so what is this? It's a clinic with how many rooms? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many rooms? 6 rooms. In 6 rooms, I have to manage how many computers? 6 computers. Guys, you have to go onto each computer at least once to set up that username and password. Now, how would central security would work? Central security would work exactly like this. You bring in one server and install 2012 on that one server, and then connect all these machines with this one server, and then manage all security from this one server. This is known as centrally managed security. This is known as centrally managed security. What is centrally managed security? In this case, all you need to do, just set up all username and passwords here, and then they'll be automatically managed on all these machines. So today's topic is setting up security on this server. Today's topic is setting up security on this server. In the last week, we just learned that how to install this server, how to install operating system on this server, and today we're going to learn that how to secure this environment. So this is where we are at the moment. Now, So today's topic is managing security in the environment. Guys, if you are able to manage security in this small setup, you will be able to manage security in Rogers, in Dell, or any other big organization. Because for the components that we use for security is the same as we used in other places as well. Okay. So just a quick review of last week. So first of all, you do need a server as a hardware. Server as a hardware, and what is the server we are using as a hardware?
IBM 3650.
It is IBM X3650, and the version we are using is M5. Guys, this server comes as M1, M2, M3, M4. This is the newest. This is the latest at the moment. Now this is a hardware. This is a server you bought. Now right after you have a server, what is the second thing that you need to do? You need to install operating system on this, because without installing operating system on this, you cannot manage it. So what we did, we installed server 2012 R2. So this is the operating system. And guys, right after that, we learned about roles. So all of the servers are represented by their roles. If you do not install any role on a server, it won't be used for any purpose. So roles there are how many roles? There are about 17 roles. There are about. And how are they divided? They are divided into three major categories, and those are number one, directory services, infrastructure, and applications. And directory services. So which one of these categories are used for managing security?
ADDS.
So directory services. Directory services, guys, is used to manage security. So we are going to install today directory services role on our server. And within these roles, and one by one, we're going to go through all of the roles within this training. So first of all, today we're going to talk about ADDS role. Now, ADDS stands for Active Directory Domain Services. Active Directory Domain Services. What is the main purpose of Active Directory Domain Services? Just one, authentication. Active Directory main purpose is it provides authentication. It provides authentication. Now, what does that mean? Guys, providing authentication, let's understand in a the real world example. Real world example of providing security is, let's say, you are working for TD, and TD owns a building in downtown Toronto. Now, when it comes to a real life environment, guys, let's forget about IT for a moment. Let's talk about just a real environment. Now, real environment, when you talk about this TD Bank and their building, their infrastructure includes, there are floors on this building, and they have furniture on this building. They have a lot of things in this building that needs to be protected. So this is building and their infrastructure. Guys, this is a building and its infrastructure. We need to provide security. For now, I'm not talking about any type of any IT stuff. So if you need to provide security, in there, so what they do is, first of all, they would have, let's talk about, in security, you can talk about huge lot of things, but I'm just talking about people who are entering and going out. So the people who are entering this building, they must be checked that who is entering. And only legit people who work in this building, they are allowed to go inside the building. Guys, what they do is, they have a security staff here, that check your ID, and if your ID is valid, they would let you go inside the building. Is that how it works? Yes. So guys, when this security staff, this person going inside the building, and there is a security person who is checking the ID, guys, when this security person checks the ID, this is your ID, this process is known as authentication. Now, if this process, so this person is responsible for making sure that this person is a legit person for this organization and should be given entry.
So like it's a manual authentication.
It is a manual authentication. It is a manual authentication. But guys, this is a manual authentication that every time when you go inside the building, you would show them your ID card and they will let you in. Now, in order to automate all this, what they nowadays they introduce smart cards. So now you have smart cards. With these smart cards, your authentication is automatically done. So with these smart cards, you would just go inside the building, just scan your card, and that's it. You're authenticated. The light turns green, door opens, and you can go inside. So guys, this complete process is known as authentication. So first of all, we need to understand what is authentication. In real life, this is authentication. Guys, in real life, this is authentication. Now, where is that authentication required? In IT environment. Guys, authentication is required in IT environment in each and every step. Because in complete IT, the most important thing in complete IT is the data. And you need to protect the data. So all of the companies, networks are created to manage data. It's all about data, guys. It's all about data. So Rogers, their complete customer listing, who is paying what services the customers have. This data is very, very important for Rogers. Okay, so this data is important. In order to protect this data, you must have some sort of central security mechanism on which you can build your infrastructure. So now, in order to provide authentication like this, in servers, we have something called Active Directory Domain Services. Active Directory Domain Services, number one, ADDS is a role in Server 2012. Number one, ADDS is a role in Server 2012. And what does ADDS stand for? It stands for Active Directory Domain Services. So Active Directory Domain Services is a role in Server 2012. Main purpose of this role is to provide authentication. Now this is how we need to understand it. Yes.
This tool was in 2003 and 8.
It was there right starting from 2000. So 2000, 2003, 2008, and 2012, and going 2016. Yes, this role is available in all of them. Same. No, it was known as just Active Directory before. In 2003, it was just known as Active Directory, and now it is known as ADDS. Good question.
Because we are preparing from 2003 onwards.
Yes, for sure. Nobody's using internet in this room, right?
Right now?
Yes. Okay, thank you. So just a little bit theory, and then we'll start the lab, guys. Okay, let's understand this first. So first of all, I need to provide security in this environment. In order to provide that security in that environment, we need to use a component, and Microsoft automatically gives us that component. And last week we learned that there are 17 roles that can be used on a server. When there are 17 roles, so we're talking about the first role, and that first role is ADDS. It provides server. This is a role in server, and it provides authentication. So point number one is ADDS is a role. Number two, it provides central security. Central security and authentication. It provides central security and authentication. Now, third thing. There are very few things we need to remember in order to understand Active Directory. Third thing. Guys, the third thing is that anything and everything in a domain that needs a security must be attached to Active Directory. So here I'm going to write this sentence and then I'm going to explain it. Anything and everything. Anything and everything that needs security. So the word is that needs security. So here, that needs, I'm going to say security, must be connected to Active Directory. AD, or I'm going to say connected to Active Directory. If you are able to understand this definition, guys, you can manage Active Directory in any environment. So anything or and everything that needs security must be connected to Active Directory. So let's say that for one time. So what is it? Anything and everything that needs security must be connected to Active Directory. Now let's see this. So what are the things that need security? Guys, in a network of environment, you have first of all starting with desktop computers. So laptops, they need security. So I would say laptops need security. And then printers need security. Printers need security. You have internet that is connected in your organization that needs security. Now, why would internet need security? Because overuse of internet can cause your company overbilling, right? Overuse, because there is a cap on bandwidth usage. So laptops need security, printers need security, internet needs security, and servers need security. Servers need security. Other than this, you have boardrooms need security. Boardrooms or meeting rooms need security. Your company entrance and exit need security. Company, your organization, entrance and exit need security. So these are all of the things that need security. And other than this, you can think of, anything. You can think of anything when you enter any organization, when you go to any company, you can go to any hospital. In hospital, there are a huge number of equipment that need security. Now, these are all of the things that need security. Security from who? Guys, security from users. So security from users. So this is user 1, this is user 2, and this is user 3. Now, these are number of products, guys. These are number of products that need security from who? From different type of users. Let's say you have 3,000 users, and all of the 3,000 users you give same type of security, same type of access. Then so all of the users have same type of access. Are there any drawbacks for this, giving users same type of access? Yes. Yes, there are many. So people can misuse all of these devices. People who doesn't know how to use a certain device, they can break it down. So there are many things. And then in many companies, guys, you have people from different departments. So let's say these users, these 500 users are from marketing department, and these 200 users are from your HR department. These let's say 150 users are from your IT department. And marketing people need to have access to different devices. HR people need to have access to different devices and different servers and everything. So guys, in order to manage all this type of security, now let's go back to this definition. So anything and everything that needs security must be connected to Active Directory. So in order to manage all this environment, all we do is just bring a server in between this. We will bring a server in between and install server 2012 R2, or you can install 2003 as well. Server 2003, 2008, 2000, these all servers have Active Directory. So you brought in this component, server. Now, just with this server, you cannot provide security for all of them. You need to bring in server, number one, and then you need to add a role called ADDS. And I'm going to show you how to add a role. It's very simple, few clicks, and you can install that role. Guys, you need to install that role, and as soon as it is added, so first of all, you have to have a server. So here I'm going to say, you need a server, number one. Number two, you need an operating system on this, number two. Number three, install a role. Install a role. And number four, and the most important one, connect everything to Active Directory. That's the last thing you need to do. So connect everything to AD. So now this is what I'm going to do. Server, this is my server here. This is my operating system. And third one, this is the role. This is the role here. And then all you need to do is create users in Active Directory. So you created users in Active Directory and connect all these devices to Active Directory. So all we're going to do is connect all these devices to Active Directory. Very simple. So you have Active Directory server, you have a role, and you connected all devices to Active Directory. You created all users to Active Directory. Now what's happening? Guys, any user who needs to use this printer must go through this server. So this user needs to use a printer. User would go to Active Directory. Active Directory will check user's permissions. If user is allowed access, then user can print. User needs to use internet. So again, user need to go through Active Directory. If Active Directory says, oh, this user has access, user can use internet. It's very simple. It's just 3 steps here. Guys, you'll be surprised that this is the same formula that is working in Rogers, in Bell, throughout the world for Active Directory for providing security. And Active Directory is one product that is used in 90%, more than 85% of the organization, not throughout Canada, throughout the world. This is one security product that is installed in all the companies. You go from smaller companies to very large companies. They're all using the same product. And the formula is very simple. Formula is anything and everything that needs security must be connected to Active Directory. So this is what we did. We had all of the devices here. We have all of the users here. We just connected these users to Active Directory, connected all the devices to Active Directory. Now instead of this user directly going to internet, cannot go. User must go to the server. And so what is the main function of Active Directory? Authentication. Provide security or one-word authentication. So user, same thing, guys, same thing what this security desk is doing in TD. Same thing what this desk is. So here, people go inside reception, they check their ID, and they will say, oh, okay, you're a legit person, just go inside the building. So what is happening here in this building is exactly what Active Directory is doing in IT environment. So the very first thing before installing Active Directory, we need to have this concept on our fingertips. So it's a very, very simple concept. All devices need to be added to Active Directory. All users need to be required to add to Active Directory. Yeah.
If you're running ADDS in infrastructure, you still require third-party security software.
If you are running ADDS for security, maybe for other purposes. Not for general security. So for general security, you would just need Active Directory access.
Oh, you mean an antivirus?
Antiviruses. That is different type of security. But just for authentication, you do need Active Directory in your environment. Yes.
Do you get viruses in servers?
Yes, we do.
It's just like on operating machines, that kind of viruses, or different types?
Same type of viruses. Viruses are exactly the same type. Now, for the guys, the question here is, can we get viruses in our servers? So in these servers, or maybe 8,000 servers in 8 or 9,000 servers in Dell or Bell. Guys, last week we understood that it all comes down to the revenue companies making, the revenue that companies making. If these infrastructure servers are down, it will have an instant effect on the revenue. They're going to start losing customers, they're going to start losing revenue. Now, if these servers are attacked by virus, so what happens? Their complete infrastructure goes down until you fix the virus. And it happens not, I won't say nowadays it happens rarely, but before it used to happen more frequently. Now we have more control on infrastructure.
More laws to protect the server.
More roles to protect the server, but now we learned from our mistakes. So guys here. Now, question was, can these servers be affected by viruses? Answer is yes. They can be affected by viruses. But now remember one thumb rule. And that thumb rule is, guys, on these servers, there has to be absolutely no internet on these servers. Wherever you go, in whatever environment, internet is not allowed. Internet is not allowed on a server. It is not allowed. You go to any bigger environment. So the main source of viruses is internet. Now, yes, and plus anything that can bring a virus. For example, no internet allowed on servers, no USBs allowed on servers. So you cannot bring your USB. So for now, we all are using USB, and you're transmitting software from one machine to another. No USBs are allowed on servers. No CDs are allowed on servers. Why? Because virus can come from anywhere. Guys, virus has just one, what do you call?
Source.
Not source, principle. It is a quality or a principle. Virus, it spreads. So virus automatically spreads. If virus attacks one server, it will be in no time will be attacking your complete infrastructure. And if it attacks other complete infrastructure, it will go down. Any part of your infrastructure going down, meaning you're losing business.
How do you install hotfixes or patches on OEM?
Yes. So since, good question, that if there are any software that needs to be installed from over the internet, how do you install them? Since there is no internet, how would you install them? So guys, all you need to do is bring that software, whatever you need from internet, to another machine. To another machine here, test it here on another machine, then bring it to your environment. So in order to install updates or any related software, you need to first test them and then bring them in the environment. Okay, question?
Basically, two questions. One, that virus can be attacked on a virtual server, virtual machine?
It can be, yes.
Okay. And second thing, in that Active Directory structure where we see that there is the central hub for authentication, if due to any reason that Active Directory server is down,
Yes.
for example, then the users or all of those which are on that Active Directory server, they will lose the connectivity or they will lose the security?
They lose the connectivity. So guys, a good question. Since we said that anything and everything that needs security in this environment must be connected to Active Directory. What if this complete server is down? This complete server is down, then what happens? Guys, everything is down. If this server is down, people won't be able to use these resources. They won't be, simply. They won't be. So guys, in order to connect, in order to have this, in order to have protection against this, what we do is we don't have one server with Active Directory, we have two servers with Active Directory. So that if one goes down, second one automatically starts. Okay, and later on we're going to go into more discussion, more detail. So guys, a quick review of what we have discussed before I install Active Directory in our environment. A quick discussion, a quick review is that today we are talking about providing security in our environment. So providing security, it is exactly like providing security in a physical, in a real world building or infrastructure. So you would, let's say this is a huge big building with a lot of resources. You have security guards sitting here. They will check your ID and they will let you in. It's the same thing that you can work in small branches of banks or anywhere. Guys, exactly how you manage your physical infrastructure, we must manage our IT infrastructure. In order to provide management in our IT infrastructure, what you can think at the moment, because many of you have not seen real infrastructure, at the moment, all you can think of a small clinic with rooms and computers, and we brought in security by installing one server here. So you do have a server here, and this server is being, now how would one server provide security? The question is, how would one server provide security? And in order to provide that security, all you need to remember is this image. That anything and everything that needs security must be connected to Active Directory. So these all need to be protected for the user. So now the challenge here is you need to give them access, but controlled access. And this all can be done through Active Directory. Any questions? Should I ask a question? Yay. Okay. So anything and everything that needs to be protected, it is connected, so must be connected to Active Directory. And one word for Active Directory is authentication. And whenever the word authentication comes, guys, remember this example. Whenever you go into banks to check your account. Now, this is just a general example. You check your bank. You're trying to deposit a check. So what happens? You go to a teller. You swipe your ATM card. They would ask, this is authentication. They are authenticating you so that you can deposit something or withdraw something. So guys, same authentication happens on all these machines. Now, I'll give you another example. Let's say now you do have Active Directory. Now you do have Active Directory. What happens next? So within this environment, let's say you have provided Active Directory in this small clinic, or maybe in Evergreen College here. So here there are 10 rooms. In each room there is 1 or 2 computers sitting. And you brought in a server, which is IBM server, and then installed. So what are the 4 steps to install Active Directory? 1, you have to have a server. Number 2, install operating system. Number 3, install the role. And number 4, connect devices to Active Directory, or connect all infrastructure to Active Directory. So right here you have a server, and now you create users inside. So in Active Directory we create users. So we're going to create a user called Mike. So as soon as the user Mike logs in, and user Mike needs to print on this printer that sits in this other room. So first of all, basic rule of Active Directory. First of all, basic rule of Active Directory, that if you need to secure this printer, what do you need to do? Connect this printer to Active Directory. If you need to secure this computer, what do you need to do? Connect this computer to Active. Let's say this computer is not even connected to Active Directory. Can you manage it through Active Directory? No, very simple. So if this is not connected to Active Directory, you cannot manage it through Active Directory. So it is very important to know this. It is very important to know this in a large environment. Guys, when you are working there as a system admin, it will be your day-to-day task to fix Active Directory related issues. Now, most of the issues with Active Directory related issues are these. Let's say this machine does not have a network. It's not connected to even network. If this machine is not connected to network, meaning it is not connected to Active Directory, meaning it is not being managed by Active Directory, right? Let's say this user's password is expired. User's password expired. Now, what is user password expired? Guys, it is exactly the same thing. When you log into Gmail, you have a username and password, right? So can you log into Gmail or Hotmail or Yahoo Mail with the wrong username and password? No. You cannot. This is exactly what is in Active Directory. So if this user lost a password, this user is disconnected from Active Directory. And if this user is disconnected from Active Directory, can he use all these resources? No. Cannot use these resources. So guys, for these basic troubleshootings, we need to understand. And guys, I'm telling you, this is basis of everything within your infrastructure. So managing very small things. Managing how big? Very small. Very small. So managing very small things in your infrastructure, just like a user, to a huge big infrastructure that's cloud. At cloud, this is all being protected through Active Directory. So you're using a Dropbox, protected by Active Directory. you're using WhatsApp. I'm 100% sure their internal infrastructure, I don't know, but their internal infrastructure is protected by Active Directory. Now, the reason why Active Directory is used in all of the places, the reason is because it is famous, because now companies are, it is using Active Directory is kind of a necessity. It's not something they can use an alternate form of authentication. They have to use Active Directory. Why? Why do they have to use just Active Directory? Because Active Directory is Microsoft's product, right?
Yeah.
And if you look around all these machines, do you find any other operating system? So in this small room, you don't have any other operating system other than Microsoft. Guys, in 60,000 machines working in Rogers, all are using Microsoft operating system. In 100,000 machines in Bell, they're all using Microsoft operating system. And since the operating system is all Microsoft, you have to use Active Directory product. So this is why Active Directory is everywhere. Question?
Yeah, but that was relevant to that, what you said. But in an environment, there could be some devices which are not Windows or Microsoft compatible. Like, then what will happen? You know,
Yes.
especially in hospital cases or I worked with hospital projects over there. We know Linux based some others. So, what will happen? Just simply like.
Good question. Guys, the question is, what if there are some other devices that are not Microsoft devices? Guys, devices that are not Microsoft devices can also be protected by Active Directory. They can also be protected by Active Directory. But first is this, they can be. But if there are, guys, the ratio is 80 to 20. I mean, 20. I'm saying 20% is a huge big number that I'm saying.
That's a big number.
That's a big number. I would say not more than 10%. Not more than 10%. So let's say you have a CT scan machine in a hospital that has a Unix operating system. So for that one machine, they can get authentication from individually, because that machine is not the complete hospital. So I'm just saying that the solution is do the authentication right on that machine. But guys, in large places, even Unix systems, so I would say Unix, or they are also connected to Active Directory through our product called LDAP. So I don't want to go into more detail, but they can be protected. So to answer your question, yes, they can be protected from Active Directory. So guys, is this understandable? Yes.
Yes. Do they have like different servers for different types of
Operating
operating
systems?
systems?
Yes, there are different servers for different type of operating
For
systems.
Unix or let's say.
Yes, they are totally different. So this is Server 2012. This is Server 2012. And for a Unix machine, Unix cannot be on this server if it's a Server 2012. You need to install another server and install this operating system, Unix. Different servers, yes.
They all be in the same.
They all be in the same infrastructure? Yes, they are all in the same infrastructure. And next question, can they be managed by Active Directory? Yes, they can be managed by Active Directory in terms of security, although they have their own security as well. And later on, we're going to go into that detail. Then how do you manage a third party? We call them third party, guys.
Yeah.
Third party, meaning all Microsoft products are called Microsoft products, and anything other than Microsoft is known as third party products. So all third party products can be managed through Active Directory as well. Okay.
Last question more related to.
No, I don't take last questions.
Okay. So
Second last.
Microsoft's popular tool is Active Directory. Do
Yeah.
other also have a central authentication tool which is available in the market? Somebody uses it?
Yes, Unix has their own central authentication. Linux has their own central
They are
authentication.
not as popular as Active Directory.
No, they are popular in their own networks, smaller networks, not as huge networks as these. Okay. So being a system admin, guys, we must be very comfortable using this Active Directory product. Now, why? So things as small as user accounts, is managed by Active Directory. Things as huge as cloud is managed by Active Directory. Now, when it comes to cloud, guys, cloud includes everything. Cloud includes VMware. So I would say VMware, Citrix, Citrix, they are all managed, connected to Active Directory and managed by Active Directory. So this is why we are learning Active Directory, guys, because being a system admin, you might be working as a VMware admin. You might be working as a Citrix admin, but still you will be asked to troubleshoot some Active Directory issues as well. And basically, this makes your basis of your building. You have a huge big building, and you have to have a very strong root. So that strong root comes from here, Active Directory. Okay, guys, what I want you to do at the moment, just take 3 minutes here, 3-4 minutes, and discuss all this on the board. So I want you to discuss in a group of 2, and I'm going to number them in this numbering order. You will discuss just one time. Why are we discussing? Anyone? Why are we discussing? What?
To fresh up.
Each other is to learn yourself.
To teach other is to learn. Okay? To teach other is to learn. Guys, we need to use all our learning senses here. The most you can remember in class, that is your strongest memory, guys. Yes, you would go home, you would review a few things there, you would write few things, but here, what you remember here, we have a visual memory. This is a visual memory, guys. If you are able to recreate this diagram, just describing it to the next person sitting to you, that becomes a very strong memory. So in order to have that very strong memory, guys, we use 4 learning senses. How many? 4 learning senses. Number 1, seeing, listening, and describing, and writing. So once you write all this, once you describe it, that's it. This is now you made a root. This is now you made that very strong understanding of Active Directory. So when you start discussing, guys, start discussing right from here. Number 1. You need to discuss what is infrastructure. Infrastructure is made up of network, desktop, servers, user, printer, everything that our infrastructure has. Secondly, now when you're describing infrastructure, guys, maybe it is good idea to give your own example. Let's say you've been to airport, or maybe you've worked in the past in a company and you saw the infrastructure. So those infrastructure. Now, in order to control infrastructure, we use servers. So infrastructure cannot be controlled without servers. And in order to manage, administer servers, you need system admins. So this is where we come in. So we need to, first of all, need to understand what are we doing here. Guys, we are trying to become system admin. And at the end, I want you to be an expert here on VMware and Citrix, but this is what is required. This is where the job market is. Job market is not in here. This is just the basics. But guys, the thing is, many of the VMware or Citrix admins sitting out there, they don't know this basics. So this is a huge, big, weak spot. So we need to understand this and work on it. So infrastructure, number 1. Number 2, we need to understand servers, infrastructure controlled by servers, and then servers are managed by system admin. Then we started understanding our 2 types of labs. So number 4, we have a class lab. Guys, describe this as well so that we understand what is our class lab. In our class lab, we have 2 servers, 1 client. The name of the server is eGreen Server 1, eGreen Server 2, eGreen CL1, and the IP addresses are these. Just explain this, the person sitting next to you. Number 5, this is a home lab, and home lab we follow lab exercises step by step. And in home lab, they want us to create just 2 servers, server 1 and server 2. The IP addresses are this. And then number 6, no, I should have used another color. Number 6, central
Connectivity.
Managing central security or connectivity. So just if you remember the clinic example we did in workshop, just mention this. If not an issue. So here, the most important thing I want you to understand, point number 1, individual security, which is on each computer, or central security. From central security, we jumped here. So this is number 6. This is all central security. This is all about central security. Guys, how is it central security? I mean, it is central security. Active Directory sitting in the middle, all devices connected to Active Directory, all users connected to Active. And we must understand this, guys. So here, number 6, Active Directory. Active Directory provides authentication. This is a very important point, 6.1. It provides authentication. Now, why are you providing security to basically manage and protect the data in your organization? Manage and protect data in your organization. Guys, data. Is data important for all organizations? It is important for all organizations. Is data important? Is your personal data important that is in your machines? Is it important for you?
Yes.
Yes. So data in your phones, is it important for you?
Yes.
So guys, it is all about data. So as long as this data exists for Bell and it doesn't go down, it is working. If it goes down for any reason, guys, it will cost them millions of dollars, even for maybe half an hour. So the data to protect. Now, this is all about protecting data. So right here, 6, and then we started with it. Now from here to here, this is what you need to remember about Active Directory basics. So first of all, ADDS is a role in a Server 2012. Secondly, it provides central security and authentication. Number 3, anything and everything that needs security must be connected to Active Directory. And in order to visually remember this, just make this diagram or remember it. So in order to visually, first make all of the devices and then all the users connect to Active Directory. This is how you're managing it. In order to provide Active Directory, so number 6, this is number 7, this is number 8, and this number 8, guys, describe it exactly in this order. You have all these devices, you have all these users, bring Active Directory, connect everything here, and then they can start managing. Last point is, in order to implement Active Directory, you just need this. You need servers, operating system, add a role, and then connect everything to Active Directory. So guys, people sitting on the right, your right, my left, are listening, and people sitting on the left are explaining. So 1 point each, guys. Guys, for discussion, there is only one rule, and that one rule is
Honesty.
honesty, guys. Honesty. What are we trying to do? We are trying to make our memory stronger. It's not a test. It's not a test. It's a memory stronger. So what I want you to do, just say all of the words on the board. That's what you need to do. Just say all of it. So infrastructure. If you're not able to describe infrastructure, guys, it's fine just to say the words. Just to say the words. So within 3 to 5 minutes, we just need to just say all of these words. And if you have questions, write them down right after the discussion will start. So, okay, guys, we're going to take a break at 2:45. So any questions so far? No. Here. Anything and everything that needs to have security must be connected to? So if you go to all these environments, guys, you're a VMware admin, let's say. You're a Citrix admin, and Citrix application is not working. So a person sitting here saying, you know what, I'm not able to log in. So if you have this equation in mind, that if his machine, as long as this machine is connected to network, as long as this machine is able to log in, it means that the problem might be with permissions, maybe his user account. Maybe this machine is not even connected, so machine is not connected. Meaning your first troubleshooting will be try to connect this machine to the network. If this machine is not connected, it's not connected to Active Directory, it's not connected to Active Directory, no security. Active Directory won't allow it to use anything on the network. This is how tight Active Directory is. Now, so this is what I'm going to do now. Guys, we are going to do a quick class lab now. So in a class lab, we already have this server, and we don't have Active Directory on this. So we are going to install Active Directory on our first server. So I'm going to write the steps here. It is already in a group. Are you in a group too?
Yes.
Can you see WhatsApp?
Yeah.
Did you receive that image?
Just Yep.
Is it? So can you check the image? Is it good enough? I mean, it is high enough. Guys, so we are copying, sending everything to WhatsApp, especially the whiteboard. So for this complete training, Guys, for this complete training, I want
Yeah,
you
the
to
problem
have everything on the board on your fingertips, guys. This is the quizzes, your tests, your exams, everything will come from this whiteboard. So everything. So here, so this is why we are copying it on WhatsApp. Okay, so now I'm going to do these steps. So first of all, we are going to log into one of our servers. So we are going to log into one of our servers, and this is my, I have two servers here. So now we can switch off the lights, if anyone. Okay. So first of all, the software we are using, we all know that it is known as VMware Workstation. Within VMware Workstation, we create two servers, server number 1 and server number 2. So these are two servers here. Server number 1 and server number 2. So server number 1 and server number 2. I just installed this server. Most of you have already installed these servers. What I want you to do is, so first of all, I just installed it. I just need to set up a password on them. So this is an individual password.
Another.
Yes, please install them. They both servers. So you need to install two servers.
Zero server 2008 rejected.
eGreen 2.
नहीं
ਤੁਸੀਂ browse
eGreen SRV2. You have class server 2.
ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਵਿਕਲ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਪਿਆ ਐਪ
12 ah yeah
ਨੂੰ ਸਿਲੈਕਟ ਕਰੋ
So just install two class servers.
ਨੂੰ ਬਸ ਇਹਦੇ ਦਰਮਿਆਨ ਚ ਮਾਰੋ ਨਾ ਸਿਲੈਕਟ ਕਰੋ
अच्छा
ਨੂੰ ਮਾਰੋ ਕਲਿੱਕ ਕਰੋ ਓਪਨ ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਇਹਦਾ ਉਹ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਥੱਲੇ ਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਫਾਈਲ ਨਹੀਂ
Maybe you have
next one next ਕਰ ਦੋ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕੀ ਮਾਰਕ
just set up the IP address.
ਅੱਛਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮਸ਼ੀਨ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ
all that stuff.
eGreen
eGreen ਵੱਡਾ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਛੋਟਾ
ਫਸਟ ਮੁਕਰ ਵੀ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਲੇਕਿਨ ਮੈਂ ਵੱਡਾ ਹੀ ਲਿਖਦਾ ਅੱਛਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਮਸਲਾ ਛੋਟਾ ਲਿਖੋ ਵੱਡਾ ਲਿਖੋ
eGreen SRV 1
1
V1 let's do next
next मैं ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਪੁੱਛ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਕਸਿਮਮ ਡਿਸਕ ਸਾਈਜ਼ 60 ਹੋਏਗਾ
जी
लेकिन सेम प्रोविजन है 60 कह रहे हैं
लेकिन इतने
पड़ेगा नहीं ना वक्त ना पड़ता जाएगा फिर चले कह रहे हैं कि इसमें जी गेम बढ़ेगी एक फाइल सिंगल फाइल में रखा ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਜੀ ਇਹ ਸਿੰਗਲ ਫਾਈਲ में रखो इसको स्प्लिट कर दो ये मतलब फाइल हो जाए जी गेम ਦੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਡਿਸਕ ਉਹ ਅਲੱਗ ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗੀ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਕਰ ਦਾਂਗਾ ਲੇਕਿਨ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਫਿਰ ਪਰਫਾਰਮੈਂਸ ਥੋੜੀ ਸਲੋ ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨੂੰ ਖੈਰ ਡਿਫਾਲਟ
ਨਹੀਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਰ ਦਵਾਂ ਸਿੰਗਲ ਚ
ਇਹਦੇ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਦੋ ਕੋਈ ਮਸਲਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਅਗਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਦੋ ਡਿਫਾਲਟ ਤੇ ਕੋਈ
ਉਹ
ਮਸਲਾ
ਫਿਰ ਸਲੋ ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗਾ ਨਾ ਮੇਰੇ अच्छा
ਨਾ ਫਖਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਾਇਆ ਕੋਈ ਖੈਰ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਚਲੋ ਜਸਟ ਕਰ ਦੋ ਹੁਣ ਇੱਥੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਮਰੀ ਪੇਜ ਹੈ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਰੈਡੀ ਟੂ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟ ਵਰਚੁਅਲ ਸਮਰੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਡਿਟੇਲ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ 60 GB ਹੈਗੀ ਮੈਮੋਰੀ ਇੰਨੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਇਹ ਆਪਰੇਟਿੰਗ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਹੈ ਪਾਉਣ ਲਈ ਇਹ ਨਾਮ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਦੇਖੋ ਲੋਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੱਸ ਰਿਹਾ ਇਹ ਪਾਥ ਹੈ ਅਗਰ ਕਦੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਫਾਈਲ ਤੱਕ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਇਸ ਪਾਥ ਨੂੰ ਫੋਲੋ ਕਰੋ तो चले जाओ अच्छा हमने कस्टमाइज हार्डवेयर ये फिर अच्छा दिखा लो फिर देखना कि अगर मैंने 2 नेटवर्क कार्ड पाने तो फिर दूसरे मैंने फिनिश कर दिया ये होने को
Oh, sure.
होने को ये ग्रीन
Take 5 minutes. Take 5-10 minutes. So everyone, we need to have these two servers. Name of the servers are eGreen Serve 1 and eGreen Serve 2, and then we'll install the role. So at the moment, what I want you to do is
ठीक है
चला ले रहे हो
ठीक है
have two servers ready. Yes.
Are we putting DNS as well?
Yes, we need.
क्लिक मार दो
So this is
जो हाईलाइट हो तो क्लिक मार दो
eGreen SRV.
वो तुम ब्राउज़र में लोड नहीं सी
वो है सी
ऑलरेडी
नहीं ਉੱਥੇ 8 ਲਿਖਿਆ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਦੂਸਰੀ ਮਸ਼ੀਨ ਤੇ
अच्छा ठीक अच्छा तो इतने तो बैक में कौन है बता भाई तो जाओ तुसी इंस्टॉलर जिस इमेज पा देती है वो तो सुबह कहीं खाली गेम बना दें मैं ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम मान थल्ले वाले में क्लिक करना अब इंस्टॉल ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम
So guys, here one thing that I would request is try to help out each other. Everyone, whoever is sitting beside you. If you try to make your other person sitting next to you successful, you'll be successful, guys. When we help others, there is another authority that helps us. So try helping out each other. We are all sitting here as a family. We need to all work together. So guys, all we need to do, so each table is a group. So this is one group, second, third, fourth, fifth. So each table is a group, guys. Make sure on your table 2 servers are created with IP address and with names. Let's take 10 minutes for this and see that if these servers are ready. I think in these machines there are 2 servers. There are already 2 servers. So we'll just log in and see if they are there.
This is Windows 7 part.
So we need the second server.
Yeah, take that other machine if you want.
The second server, is it more installation or GUI?
No, they are all GUI. They are all, both servers are GUI. So guys, both servers are full installation.
अच्छा 7 साल को enterprise पर नहीं
Now these machines.
Enterprise card.
enterprise का
Guys, remember our standard procedure. Standard procedure for installing servers.
ऐसे भी बता रहे हैं Windows 7 का नाम तो एक चुक लेंगे इसमें ठीक है चल रहा है बात की मांग रहा है कि नहीं साढ़े बजाओ CL E clean CL1
Okay.
Follow the standard server build procedure, guys. And standard server build procedure.
Finish.
थोड़ा इंटरक्लाइ
एक्चुअली सर ओके में कर देना ओके में
हो रहा बड़ा क्रिएटिंग कर टाइम लगेगा दो मशीन और बड़ा एक मशीन कितना बड़ा हो I will install later. अच्छा वो थोड़ा पूछेगा किसी को ऑन करोगे ना तो यार मैंने तो मिल ही नहीं रही यार DVD ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम पे है ही नहीं हाँ अच्छे सेटिंग अच्छा राइट क्लिक तो सेटिंग ही हाँ वो सेटिंग आ गई तो तो इसका कौन है कि DVD पाओ हाँ किसी अच्छे जाना DVD ठीक है मैं देखो SATA ड्राइव लिखा था हाँ ए हार्ड डिस्क है ये नेटवर्क अडाप्टर है ये सारे इत्थों पर
हाँ जी तुसी मेमोरी ते कर सकते हो मतलब प्रोसेसर 2 कर सकते हो
ऐसा जो तुसी ना
मैंने हार्डवेयर 2010 तक आके ए तुसी 11 ਦਾ ਪਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ वर्जन 11 ਪਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ 10 ਦਾ ਪਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਅੱਛਾ ਮੈਂ 1 ਦੇਖਾਂ 1 ਕਿੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ 1 ਵੀ ਹਲੀ ਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਅੱਛਾ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ
हो जाएगा हो जाएगा थोड़ा पासवर्ड मांगेगा
Guys, our standard procedure is create a server. Second, rename it. Rename inside and outside. Assign IP address. Assign IP address. So this is our standard procedure for installing all servers, guys. Whenever we install these servers, we must create a server, number 1. We must rename them properly. So renaming properly, when the server is created the first time, it gets a random name. So we need to name it properly. So you need to name these servers Evergreen, eGreen SRV1, eGreen SRV2, and then assign IP addresses. Number 4, disable firewall. Disable firewalls. Number 5, check connectivity. Check connectivity. So number 5, check connectivity through ping. And ping itself, ping the other computer, other PC. Number 6, disable So this is a server build guide. This is a server build guide. So from now on, whenever
Sorry, sir. What is the step check?
IE enhanced disable. I'm going to show you where it is. It is inside server manager. It is inside server manager, and I'm going to show you where it is. IE enhanced. It's right here.
छुट्टी हो गई
Yes, both. All of them. Huh? It's like this. So all you need to do, go into server manager. Once you are in a server manager, guys, and then you can go to local server here, and right at this side it says IE enhanced security configuration. So all you need to do, right in front of IE enhanced, it says it's on. You need to switch it off. You just need to switch it off. So all you need to do, click here and you just say off. So one more time, all we need to do is, first of all, you go to server manager and then go to local server and then go here, IE enhanced security. IE enhanced security. So you need to go to server manager, local server. Here, just switch it off. And guys, this server build guide, write it down somewhere at the end of your notes, because this is the same process we'll be using all the time. Just refresh. Just say F5, Shoaib. Just press F5 and you'll see it's off.
तुझे क्रिएट भी कर लिया है, नाम भी रख लिया है, उसकी आईपी एड्रेस जी आईपी एड्रेस कमांड पर
Convert to as well. Both
आईपी एड्रेस कमांड है ना हां वो देनी तो सी विंडो
yes.
हां
Both.
ते आर्म दबाना
विंडो
है तो विंडो साइन है ना
हाँ क्या है इसके बाद फॉर आईपी एड्रेस
तो आईपी एड्रेस
फॉर
तो साइन आईपी एड्रेस
for IP address
हाँ
assign
ये स्टेप का 3
This one is not going.
नीचे एरो कर दोगे ना तो पता चलेगा क्या है मैं स्टेप करना है
Maybe it's using
window
without internet.
प्लस आर विंडो साइन प्लस आर
plus R press R window sign press
विंडो विंडो प्रेस करके एकदम आर्म प्रेस
R अच्छा जिस तरह हमने इसमें ऐसा करके
फिर फर्स्ट क्या है देखो बंद कर देते हैं नजर नहीं आ रहा मैंने बंद कर दो
एक्चुअली क्या
So once it starts,
यस इधर कर
then just go to
इधर
this.
अच्छा
सर इथों भी कर दो इन्हों क्लिक कीता
हाँ
हो गया
जी
ਇੱਥੇ ਕੋਈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰਨ ਲਿਖੋ ਰਨ ਆਰੀਅਨ ਰਨ ਲਿਖੋ
अच्छा
It just tell you
Enter
because
करो
basically it is connected to your
ये रन है
machine.
रन
So it's just thinking that it
There
has
is something
multiple
in
adapters, your host
NCPA.
machine and virtual machine. Although it has only one adapter. So this good, it's fine.
NCPA
जैसे लिख दो कि ऑन इन रन ताकि ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੋਵੇ
in run
डॉट cpl ncpa
dot
ncpa dot cpl इधर लिखो ncpa dot
dot
cpl
CPL ऐसे
लिखो आई लिखो सारा
NCPA
dot
NCPA dot
cpl
CPL इनको कर दो ओके
ओके कर दो एंटर कर दो
अच्छा ਹੁਣ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਤੇ ਥੋੜਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਅੰਦਾਜ਼ਾ ਹੈ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕਰਕੇ ਫਿਰ ਰਾਈਟ ਕਲਿੱਕ ਕਰ ਦੇਣਾ
हाँ इन्हें डबल क्लिक भी कर सकते हो ਇਹਦੀ प्रॉपर्टी जान
ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਪਰਟੀ ਚ
इन भी कर सकते हो
ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੁਣ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਡਿਸੇਬਲ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ 6 ਨੂੰ
हाँ 627 कर
6 ਨੂੰ ਡਿਸੇਬਲ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ 4 ਨੂੰ ਹਾਈਲਾਈਟਡ ਕਰ ਦੇਣਾ
हाईलाइट कर
ਦੇਖੋ
फोर को हाईलाइट कर दो
अच्छा प्रॉपर्टी
और ग्रेड आउट रहता है
अच्छा
और ग्रेड आउट है
हाँ
इससे कम नहीं हो सकता
देखो प्रॉपर्टीज ਨੂੰ ਕਲਿੱਕ ਕਰਤਾ ਇਹਦੇ ਚ ਆਈਪੀਐਲ
मैं भी सुन रहा जो किसी ने ऊपर की तरह ਇੱਥੇ ਆਏ ਨਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ प्रॉपर्टीज ਦੇਖੋ अच्छा डिटेल क्लिक करो ना तो ਇੱਥੇ भी ਦੱਸ ਦੋ ये इसने जो आईपी एड्रेस लिया है
हाँ सब ने भी
VMware तो लिया है
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा
VMware के अंदर भी कैंडिडेट रहेगा
अच्छा अच्छा मैं ਹੁਣ ਪਾਵਾਂ
हाँ जी ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ एवरग्रीन 1 है एवरग्रीन 1 ਦਾ ਕੀ
ਉਹ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਨਾਬ 192.168.110 ठीक है ना अच्छा 192.168.110 अच्छा ਹੁਣ सबनेट ਨੂੰ ਦਬਾਇਆ ਉਹਦੇ सबनेट ਤੇ ਉਂਝ ਹੀ ਆ ਜਾਏਗਾ अच्छा बस ਇੱਥੇ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹੀ इसमें ਅੱਗੇ ओके कर दो
आगे चलो जनाब
ओके कर देता
फिर हम दूजे
Close करें
दूजे ਤੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਐਮ ਕਲਿੱਕ ਕਰ
इसमें बंद कर दो अच्छा दूसरे ਹੁਣ कर
दूसरे ਤੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾਣਾ ਨਾ
हाँ
ਉਹ 100.20 ਵਾਲਾ ਜਾਣਾ
जी जी जी
ਉਹ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਖੁਦ
अच्छा दूसरा खुल गया ना ਹੁਣ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ
ਇੱਥੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਕਰੋਗੇ ਨਾ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਪੜੋਗੇ
अच्छा अच्छा
अच्छा हाँ उन भी हाँ 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 समझ पड़ गया मारो नहीं सर्च से जाओ
सर्च चले गए ना
ये लंबा है ना
हाँ चलो मैं ਹੁਣ ਉਹ ਕਰਾਂਗਾ
तो इससे जगह तो सुनना ही कर
ਇੱਥੇ ਚਲਾ ਗਿਆ ਇੱਥੇ ਨਾ ਐਨ
आर यू एन
अच्छा RUN इंटर
So for now, what we are doing is just start from this. This is
Ah,
just
yeah.
for extra
ਇਹਦੇ ਚ
learning.
NCPA
Okay.
dot
And then
dot CP ठीक है जी ਤੇ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਓਕੇ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਇਸ ਤੇ
डबल क्लिक करो हाँ ये डिटेल है
हाँ
अगर तुम उत्थे जान की लोड़ भी नहीं है
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा
कदे कोई देखना होए तुसी ਇਹਦਾ ਆਈਪੀ ਐਡਰੈਸ ਕਲਿੱਕ ਕਰੋ डिटेल वगैरह
डिटेल में
तो वो बता रहे हैं IPv4 जैसे है
हाँ
इस मशीन में नहीं दिखता VMware
लेकिन वो नहीं चाहिए साइन
वो सामने नहीं चाहिए
इसमें क्लोज करो
क्लोज कर दो
ਹੁਣ ਇੱਥੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਪਰਟੀਜ਼ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਪਾਵਾਂਗਾ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਡਿਸੇਬਲ ਕਰਾਂਗਾ
बस और कर दो
वेरी गुड यार थैंक यू
दोबारा रीइंस्टॉल करना उसी को उसी लिए मेरे को दोबारा इंस्टॉल करना क्या चीज
120 आ गया जी सबनेट आ गया अच्छा इसਨੂੰ ओके करता जी इसਨੂੰ क्लोज कर दिता अच्छा इसमें भी बंद कर दूँ या इसमें क्लोज इथों कर दूँ?
हाँ जी, देखो दूसरा डिटेल में क्लिक करो।
अच्छा
तुसी पाया वो आया कि नहीं आया?
हाँ वेरी गुड हाँ आ गया।
बंद कर दो,
इसको भी क्लोज कर दूँ?
कर दो।
ये इसमें कर देता, इसमें बंद कर देती, ऐसा मतलब ए भी हो गया। मैं इसमें करूँ
हमने तीसरा पार्ट भी निकाल लिया।
तो यार इसका ग्रीन पूरा नहीं लिखा गया, इसका मेरे ख्याल ऑप्शन से जाना
कोई
पड़ेगा।
बात नहीं, फिर बाद में देखा।
अच्छा
और ये तीनों में पा दो,
इसमें भी कर दो ना,
ये क्लाइंट में पा दो।
अच्छा
क्लाइंट क्लिक करो, नीट फूल से करता हूँ।
अच्छा ये हो रहा है क्या? आ गया
हाँ जी, तो इधर ब्लूज ले आना।
हाँ
कितने जाना?
आईपी एड्रेस वास्ते जाना
आईपैड से कितने देने?
ਅਸੀਂ ਰਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀ
हाँ, लेकिन वो देने दे वो तो कमांड है ना।
हाँ।
लेकिन देने की नो आईपैड
रन
रन नहीं है।
हाँ
रन की ऐसी कमांड लिखो।
हाँ
आईपी एड्रेस देने नेटवर्क कार्ड।
अच्छा नेटवर्क कार्ड
लोगों थोड़ा थल्ले इंच बने हो ना, तो नेटवर्क कार्ड है, नेटवर्क एडाप्टर है।
अच्छा अच्छा
ऐसे थ्रू लिखी कनेक्टिविटी ये ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਅਸਾਈਨ ਕਰਦੇ
ठीक
ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅਸਾਈਨ ਕਰੋ ਇਹਦੇ ਨੈਟਵਰਕ ਕਾਰਡ ਨੂੰ ਅਸਾਈਨ
ਹੁਣ ਇਸ ਦਾ ਨੈਟਵਰਕ ਖੋਲਾਂਗੇ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ?
रन में जाके
अच्छा
और प्रेस करोगे उसी तरह उस तरीका वही है।
अच्छा रन इथों ले लो, इथों भी आ जाएगा?
इतने भी आ जाएगा बिल्कुल, बल्कि देखो
नहीं ऐसे है नहीं,
चलो
इथे रन
इतने भी कर सकते हो। इतने विंडो ते आर प्रेस करो तब भी आ जाएगा दूसरा।
अच्छा रन देखो या खुले ते आ गए ना
और इंटर कर दो
ते हुन इथे एफी पाना है।
यही कमांड
अच्छा रन सीपीए
ये लोग ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਕਮਾंड ਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗਾ ਨਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ।
Guys,
दूसरा
if your lab is done, we can go for a 10 minutes break.
सीपीए
10-15 minutes break, and then we'll start again.
ओके कर दो।
Oh yes. Guys, on your way out and before the break,
Double
just
click
see
दो-
Amin
दो
and
बना
Raj. You need to use the
नेटवर्क
account.
ਅਸੀਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ
Okay, just
नेटवर्क
look
कार्ड
at it before going out or maybe after
है
coming out.
उधर से नेटवर्क कार्ड है।
अच्छा ए नेटवर्क कार्ड है हाँ लोकल एरिया कनेक्शन दे रहा है।
हाँ क्लिक करो, डबल क्लिक करो, डबल क्लिक करो या राइट क्लिक करके प्रॉपर जाओ।
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा
ये वाला दूसरा डिटेल देखो, डिटेल की तो जो ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਾ ਦੋਗੇ ਨਾ ਹੁਣ
ए देखो ये डिफरेंट है
डिफरेंट है ਉਹਨੂੰ ਬੰਦ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ ਤੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਉੱਥੇ
अपना जरा हो गया ना। अच्छा इस दा की है तीसरे दा की देता सी उन्होंने है
आते
तीसरे 30 है क्या?
हाँ 30 है यार वो आते काम नहीं किया उसने
वो डिलीट करके ना उसको किसी और नाम से भेज
बल्कि मुझे 1 मिनट के लिए आपकी जरूरत भी होगी शायद इसको चलाने के लिए यहाँ तो पा दो ना। देखो अगर ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉੱਤੇ ਲਗੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਆਟੋਮੈਟਿਕਲੀ
हाँ वो ऑटोमेटिकली चला जाएगा
ਆਟੋਮੈਟਿਕਲੀ ਲਏਗਾ
लेकिन वो फिर उसको लेगा।
ਕਦੋਂ ਲਏਗਾ
हाँ
ਉਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ DHCP ਕਨਵਰਟ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਨਾ
हाँ
ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਥਰੂ ਜਾਾਂਗੇ। ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਮੈਨੂਅਲੀ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ।
अच्छा मैनुअली ऑटोमेटिकली उसको जा
स्टैटिक का वर्ड आएगा
हाँ
स्टैटिक वर्ड तो मैनुअली होगा, जिथे डायनामिकली होएगा वर्ड ऑटोमेटिकली।
अच्छा 192.168.100
अजम ये जरा मेरा ये नेटवर्क कार्ड ना मुख्तलिफ आ रहा है यहाँ पर। ओके देख ले